Well, hello hyperspace, my name is Davontos and it's time to get hyped because this is some Lucioball gameplay. Now Lucioball is back from last year, but they did make a couple of changes. Now your ultimate no longer sucks the ball to you, it makes you a super Lucio, so you got super speed, increased booping abilities. I guess your boop is stronger and you can boop more frequently, and it lasts for I think 6 seconds, so you basically become a super Lucio. You cannot damage the enemies in this one anymore. In the old Lucio you should be able to punch and shoot the enemies. You can't do that anymore, and you cannot go inside the enemy goalpost, which means you can no longer suck the ball in for a cheap goal, which is really fun. And there's competitive Lucioball, which is very, very fun. Now I would suggest playing Lucioball with a party, at least 2 people, maybe 3 if you can squeeze it in, but playing with parties is much better than playing solo, because you can't really, I guess you can say you can't really trust the random players because you never know if they're really good or not, and if you bring a party and you're going to play with friends, then you would know if your friends are good or not, so chances are you're going to be playing with better players when you're playing with friends. So, in this video I actually want to talk about little quick easy tips you can do in Lucioball that can help improve your game. So, first off is, it depends on where you spawn. Now, when you're playing goalie, the ball will count as a goal the instant the tip of the ball touches the goal. The whole thing doesn't have to go inside the goal. The instant the tip of the ball touches the, I guess the electric screen, it instantly counts as a goal. So if you're playing goalie, you want to stay as close to the edge of the bounce pad as possible, so when the ball comes your way, you can boop it out or block it, quickly before it hits that screen. Also, when you're booping the ball, you can actually angle the boop, and you can aim if you want to have the ball go straight forward, just hit it straight forward. If you aim a little upward and you boop the ball that way, the ball will, arc and fly to the goal. And that's actually something I don't really see a lot of Lucio players doing. It's really, really helpful, and you can actually confuse them like this. And one thing that a lot of players don't really know is you can wall ride on the walls on the stage, left and right side, and the goalposts, I guess. And when you're wall riding, you actually have increased movement. I mean really fast. So you can use that to catch up to the ball depending on how far you are from it. And also, using the bounce pads, there are 4 bounce pads in the arena, and then 2 bounce pads on each goal. You can actually use the bounce pads because when you jump and you're airborne, you have increased movement. So you can use that to actually catch up to the ball or get a quick little shot here and there. And you can also, use voice lines and taunt in Lucioball as well, which I feel like you can say group up with me to say to, shoot the ball, pass the ball to me, just say group up with me. And I feel like that really works, and a lot of people actually understand that. So, if you're not using a mic, just say group up with me, and about like maybe 80-90% of the Lucioball players would understand what that means. And also, you can punch the ball. You can use the melee button, or you can just press the primary fire button, which would allow Lucio to melee the ball. It's not as powerful as the boop, so it won't send the ball flying. You saw right there, I just punched it. But it's a good way to, set some defense, set some distance between you and the ball while your boop is recharging. There's actually a couple of times you can use the bounce pads and punch the ball, and because you're airborne, and the ball is airborne, it will just slam down on the floor really hard and get some good elevation, setting you up for a very useful, powerful, probably goal scoring? Winning boop! And one more thing, a little technique that a lot of Lucioball players do that we were on the receiving end of it, and then we tried it in some other games, and it's really useful, is basically have one of your teammates by the enemy goalpost, and then have the other teammate on the other side of the enemy goalpost, kind of like basically sandwiching the enemy goalie, and then you can just basically boop the ball back and forth while avoiding the enemy players, and then once the goalie is all neat and confused, just score a goal, and it's actually really, really useful. There has been times where it's basically goalie against goalie. The goalie blocks the first shot and it sends it back to the other goalie, and they're basically playing ping pong against each other. When that happens, the best thing you can do is just support your goalie, because you never know if your goalie's not going to be able to react in time and he's going to score a goal. So just support your goalie, play ping pong alongside with the enemy. I think it's happening right here. Oh, okay, no. So just support your goalie when they're playing ping pong, and it's better to have 3 goalies than 1, especially in these kind of situations. Now, one more thing I want to cover, and that's when to use your ultimate. Now, your ultimate is very powerful. As I said, it makes you a super Lucio, but there are 2 ways in which you can use it. You can just pop it out there random and basically have the enemies at a huge disadvantage, but that's taking a huge risk because you don't know how many enemies have their ultimate, and they can easily just pop theirs and make it a fair game, or if 2 of them have it, they can have you guys in a handicap. So I would say the best time to use your ultimate isn't like in those dire situations. Preferably the goalie is best to use his, so you can, defend the ball if 2 of the enemies pop their ulti. Or what you can do, if you see an enemy pop their ulti and they're all over the ball, just quickly pop yours to keep it a fair game to protect your goalie. Because the goalie cannot compete with I guess you can call him a super Lucio, yeah. Oh wait, I forgot, one more thing. When you're playing goalie, now the best defense to play as the goalie is basically to, well, stay on your jump pad in case you gotta get that high shot or high block. And you want to stay on whatever side the ball is on. If the ball's on the left side of the arena, you stay on the left side of your goal. If the ball's on the right side, you want to stay on the right side of your goal. And always remember, the ball will count as a score if it just touches the screen on your goal post, which means you have to stay at the edge of your jump pad to try to prevent that from happening. So, if you like this video, punch that like button with a mighty force. You can follow me up on Twitter at Davontos, man. And as always, I'll see all of you in the next video. Have a nice day.